Let's go back over here to original Medicare, Part A and Part B. If you were going to bake a pie, an apple pie, it's like a lot of apple pie bakers in here. You'd have to have some apples in your apple pie, right? If you don't have apples, you don't have apple pie. You've got something, but you don't have apple pie. Well, Part A and Part B are the apples in your Medicare pie. Got to have that before you have anything else. If you don't have that, none of the rest of this stuff works. Now, I'm going to explain to you first about how Part B works. And we're going to come back to Part A later, but Part B is a little bit easier to explain. So with Part B, you're paying $174.70 a month for your doctor coverage, outpatient coverage. And at the beginning of the year, the first time that you use it, you'll pay a $240 deductible. That's your Part B deductible, annual deductible. After that, the government insurance pays 80% of your doctor bills. That's pretty good insurance. If you think about it, for $175 a month, they pay 80%. The problem is only pay 80%, which leaves you responsible for the other 20%. And there's no cap on that. How quickly can you run up $100,000 in medical? Like that, 6 hours. My wife last year had emergency hernia surgery. Everybody in Texas knows this because I tell this over and over again. And within a week, we were at $70,000. Very, very quick. And my son, 8 or 9 years ago, had a serious automobile accident. They had to life flight him, and he had over $1 million in medical bills. Now, if that happens to you when you're 65 or older, that could scramble your nest egg. So we need to do something to mitigate that exposure. And you're going to do one of two things. There's only two ways that you're going to handle this. You're either going to use a Medicare supplement, also known as Medigap. We're going to call it Medigap tonight because there's fewer syllables, or Medicare Part C, which is an Advantage plan. Now, let's talk about the Advantage plans first, and then we'll come back to the Medigap. There's some really good reasons why someone might want to have an Advantage. One is that it's zero premium. Now, somebody back there is probably thinking, hey, wait a minute, what's the catch? There's no such thing as free insurance. Well, here's the deal. These are replacement plans, which means that a private insurance company takes over what the government was doing for you over here. They take over delivery of Part A and Part B. Why do they do that? Because the government tells them, if you can provide insurance coverage that is equal to or better than what we provide, we will give you X number of dollars per capita for each person that you enroll in your plan. Private insurance company says, great, we'll take you up on that. And so in order to make their plan more attractive than the other guy's plan, they usually add some supplemental benefits in there. So typically you see these plans with Part D, prescription drug coverage, bundled in with them. You might see dental, vision, and hearing coverage in there. It might not be the best dental, vision, and hearing coverage, but it makes for good marketing. They might include a fitness membership. Look, if you guys have ever seen a Joe Namath commercial or JJ Walker, you know, all the great things that you can get, and it won't cost you a dime. But look, these insurance guys, they're not dummies. They're going to get their money one way or another. They're either going to get it from you on the front end or they're going to get it from you on the back. And how do they do that? Well, they do that through out-of-pocket costs. If you enroll in one of these zero premium plans, they're guaranteed issue. They can't deny you. You could have cancer, you could have kidney disease, you could have heart disease. You can get one of these plans no matter what. But if you enroll in one of these plans, then you got to be willing to play by their rules. And that means that every time that you use it, they're going to be collecting some kind of out-of-pocket cost from you. That comes in the form of deductibles, co-payments, and co-insurance. Now, the illustration that I give is what happens if I've got an earache. I'm on one of these plans and I've got an earache. My wife says, gotta go to the doctor and get that checked out. It's not going to cost you anything. It might cost me $20. So I'll say, okay, make an appointment, go to the doctor. And my doctor looks at my ear and says, I don't see anything. You know what? I think I need to refer you to a specialist. You know, a specialist over here too. I'm going to send you to 2 specialists. So now I've got co-payments with each of those specialists, and it's a little bit more because they're specialists. So now I'm paying maybe $30, $35 to each of them. 40. And watch for those to go up as we progress here. So I go to this specialist and he checks my ear out and he says, I don't see anything. But you know what? Sometimes an earache that we can't detect anything might be a sign of a tumor. I'd like to order some imaging. So he orders an MRI. Well, guess what? I've got a copayment for that procedure. And then this doctor over here says, I don't see anything either. You know, bacterial infections are pretty easy for us to detect. Viral infections are harder. I'm going to order some blood labs. Got a copayment for that procedure. Every time the carousel goes around, somebody's collecting some money, and my little earache is starting to get expensive. That's how this stuff works, because when it comes to health matters, it's seldom as neat as, okay, I got a problem. I'm going to go see my primary care physician. They're going to fix it, and I'm going to go home. It's always more complicated. almost always. But there are still some good reasons why someone might want one of these plans. One really important reason would be this right here, MOOP, for the people in the back. MOOP stands for maximum out of pocket. If remember, we said there's no cap on your exposure here, but when you've got a maximum out of pocket, at some point they're going to draw the line. They're going to say, all right, you've paid enough and we're going to take over. And the insurance company pays everything after that point. These Advantage plans come in a variety of flavors. The most common you'll be familiar with, those are HMOs and PPOs. Now, an HMO has a network, and when you have providers within that network, you're going to have a primary care physician that handles referrals and sort of the gatekeeper in there. And as long as you stay within their network, you're fine. But if you go outside of the network, you're on your own. That's managed care. It's carefully managed, which means that they can have a relatively low maximum out of pocket. Typically, we see those in about the $3,500 to $6,000 range, annual maximum out of pocket. PPOs, they're similar. They have a network also. And if you stay within their network, you're going to get the best deals. Everything is on two tiers. There's in-network services and there's out-of-network services. If you go out of the network, you can. You don't have to have referrals to see a doctor outside of the network, but you're going to pay more for that privilege. Typically, you're going to pay 40 to 50% of the cost of those services. Also, have a higher maximum out of pocket. So we usually see these in the $7,000 to $10,000 range. So you get more freedom, but there's a financial trade-off for that. So let's talk about Part A. Go back to this. How does Part A work? If you go to the hospital, any hospital, unless it's a VA hospital, your deductible when you're admitted to the hospital is going to be $1,632. Doesn't matter if you're going to Memorial Hermann or you're going to Methodist or you're going to St. Luke's, it's going to be $1,632 per benefit period. That's not an annual deductible. So that begs the question, what is a benefit period? Well, a benefit period begins when you're admitted to the hospital and it ends 60 days after you're discharged from the hospital. We have any engineers here? Oh, great. Can we have more than one benefit period in a year? Yeah. Quick math. How many could we have in a year? You got 6. I won't put you on the spot. You could have at least 5. In a leap year, you could have 6. And so, but you know what? The bottom line is that if you have to pay the $1,632 more than once, that's a drag. You're not going to want to do that. Now, if you're out of the hospital for 45 days and you have to go back, you don't have to pay this over again. But if you're out 61 days, even if you're going back for the same thing, you have to pay $1,632 all over again. Now, the first 60 days in the hospital cost you $0 because you paid your $1,632 over here. That $0 is, we're talking about room and board, semi-private room, and meals in the hospital. You may have costs for extra other things, but basic hospital, $0. After the 60th day, you're going to have to start paying rent. And days 61 through 90, it's going to be $408 per day. Hear that? All the groans.
Medicare plan,